Hi everyone, welcome to my show, My Review. I am Aryan, and in today's episode, I will give you a review of Netflix original show, Telecrime. So let's get started. Is a Netflix original series done by Ruchi Mehta. It was released in March 2019. But I knew about it, but I was very reluctant to open it and watch it because I knew what realities it was based on. So I was like, I don't think I'm brave enough to watch it. But I think my husband started it. He didn't know the history behind it, and he just saw the name, found it interesting, and started it. And once you start it, you can't leave it in the middle. You just have to finish it. Let me tell you one thing. This show is not for lighthearted. The thing that I was scared the most was to see the crime actually happening. But thank God, they do not show that. Thank God. Episode 1, I physically felt sick. I wanted to throw up or something. This story just gives you goosebumps. It's like, oh my god. Because, even small horror stories, when they say based on true stories, it gives me the nightmare. But this one, that I know that it's based on facts, and this thing has actually happened to a human being, is next level feeling. I can't bring it to words. And before, when you read it in the news, it's not as detailed, and it's in the back of your memory and you forget about it. But if you see the show, then it will stay with you forever. And I'm glad that the criminals have now been prosecuted, which they well deserved. But still, to the first episode, when the doctor is explaining of what has happened to her, oh my god, poor thing. Yep. Usually, Indian police is shown either very corrupt, or in terms of Singham and the Bank, they are shown as superhero. They don't even need any injection or anything. Just being a police makes them superheroes. And I think in my age, this is the first time I've seen a Bollywood show where they have actually shown the realities and the difficulties the police department of India faces, and what limited resources they have. And they have to make do of what they have. And they have cracked this crime amazingly. I mean, they didn't even have a handcuff. So you can imagine how limited their resources are, and the salaries, how low it is. And still, they worked day and night. Nobody went to see their families. Worked throughout the week to crack this case, and they arrested all the culprits. Also, the DCP, I think she is the main person. Because of her push, they were able to achieve all of this. So hats off, and I really salute their hard work and what they've done here. And I would like to see more of shows like this where they touch based the reality when they're writing the shows. And I've got newfound respect for them. It's amazing the work they do. Quite detailed. Everything's been explained. And also in one of the episodes where one of the police officers is explaining was my favorite part, where he says these kind of crimes happen whenever the gap between the rich and poor is very high. That's the time when the crimes, heinous or awful crimes, happen. It's rich people brought lots of money to the country, but it never reached the poor. And lack of education and awareness, lack of resources, and not having everything takes them into the mindset that if I don't have it, I will take it. That's where it gives birth to all those crimes. And I also hated the boyfriend of the girl who wasn't even injured much. He could have saved her. He could have done something, but he didn't do much. Whereas she was fighting for her life, he just had minor injuries. He would just sat there. So I hated him in the beginning, but then later on realized when they arrest them and they interrogate them, they find out that this is not the first time they have done this. They have done this before. But the reason they were never caught, because they make their victims butt naked, take everything they have, any identity card, everything from them, and then they just drove off the bus over them. How many other people have disappeared? God knows. So they knew what they're doing, and how they cleaned the bus as well was done like professionally. So it's not like in the way they were driving, and it all happened while the bus was in the moving bus. So it wasn't the first time they've done. So I kind of felt like him being selfish may be the reason that he survived and the girl survived, and they were able to catch these people. And if he had become very heroic and tried to save her, maybe he would have died and we would have never known about these, and these monsters would have just roamed around free. So that's my kind of theory behind it. The show is good. I think everyone should watch it. It's a lesson. It's a huge lesson, and it's great show. All the actors have done amazing job. The show has been put together amazingly. I will give this is like an epic show for me. I will give it a 5-star, all the claps, everything. So that's all for this review, and if you like this, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, look after yourself and your family. Bye for now.